Welcome to Colonizing the Stars, a new video series where we explore the possibilities of establishing human settlements beyond our home planet. This can be thought of as a sort of review series where I go over the objective history and conditions of the celestial body, and then dive into a more subjective pros, cons, and general prospects of colonization topic. Join me as I take you on a journey to one of the most fascinating destinations in our solar system, Mars. First, let's take a look at the history of Mars. The fourth planet in our solar system, Mars, is 4.5 billion years old. Having a diameter about half that of the Earth's, Mars lost its atmosphere long ago due to the effects of solar wind. Earth is protected from said effect due to our planet's strong and long-lasting magnetic field. But due to Mars's small size, its core cooled and solidified, resulting in its magnetosphere disappearing. Believe it or not, billions of years ago, Mars once had an ocean that covered approximately 20% of its surface. Over time, due to atmospheric loss, that ocean evaporated or solidified into ice that now sits locked away in its polar ice caps and underground. Today, Mars sits dry, barren, and empty of life and lacks any meaningful amounts of liquid water on its surface. Still, despite its losses, Mars is a world of wonder, mystery, and potential for humanity's next great leap. Often referred to as the Red Planet, due to the high concentrations of oxidized iron on its surface, Mars is a world that has captivated human imagination for centuries. Its environment is both familiar in many ways, yet also alien. With a day lasting 24 hours and 37 minutes, and an axial tilt of 25 degrees, Mars experiences a day-night cycle very similar to what we experience here on Earth, as well as fall, winter, spring, and summer seasons over its 687 Earth day year, or 668.6 Martian sols. As the seasons on Mars change, we can observe the ice caps growing and shrinking, as well as the presence of a dust storm cycle every few years that results from the changing temperatures. Dust storms on Mars are generally harmless to equipment but can block out the sun across the entire planet for weeks or even months. Despite these large dust storms, the Martian atmosphere is very thin, comprising only 1% of Earth's atmospheric pressure at sea level. Its composition is 95% carbon dioxide, 3% nitrogen, and 1.5% argon. This atmosphere also contains hydrogen, oxygen, and other gases in smaller proportions. So why should we consider colonizing Mars? The answer lies in its vast resources and potential for human settlement. One of the most significant advantages is the presence of water ice on Mars, which can be used as a source of oxygen, drinking water, and even rocket fuel. The most basic form of rocket fuel is comprised of just burning liquid, hydrogen, and oxygen. But many rockets today, such as SpaceX's new Starship rocket, run on a methane and oxygen combo. Methane can be produced on Mars as well by harvesting carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and speaking of atmosphere, the fact that Mars has an atmosphere means that we can make use of both parachutes and aerobraking techniques to save fuel while landing. Mars also boasts an abundance of mineral deposits, which are basically any metal Earth has. Just think about how Mars has a similar surface area as all the Earth's land masses combined for a second. We have mined the Earth like crazy, but Mars has the same amount of surface space that we can access for mining, and yet none of it has ever been mined before. This means that there will be an absolutely ridiculous amount of easily accessible veins of iron, calcium, magnesium, cobalt, platinum, gold, and more right on the surface. Not to mention the fact that Mars has not one but two moons, also with vast amounts of easily accessible valuable metals. These resources can be harnessed for construction, energy production, and other essential needs. With a gravitational pull equivalent to 37.6% of Earth's, Mars may land in a sweet spot for gravity. Comfortable for human settlers, but at least hopefully, not so weak that it has severe negative health impacts like zero gravity has. I imagine that moving all those heavy metal resources and constructing huge structures like domed atmospheric habitats will be a lot easier in 1/3 gravity, so I'm counting that as a pro of colonizing Mars. However, colonizing Mars also presents several challenges that must be addressed. The lack of a magnetosphere exposes both humans and electronic equipment to hazardous radiation from the solar wind and deep space. While I previously counted it as a pro, the lower gravity on Mars may cause health issues for long-term residents, such as muscle loss and bone density reduction. This would not be as severe as living for extended periods in zero gravity, but it may still have adverse effects on the human body. Additionally, much of the surface of Mars is covered in perchlorates, which are globally enriched in the Martian regolith. They can inhibit plant growth and germination, as well as impede human thyroid function if they enter the bloodstream and can otherwise irritate the skin. However, dealing with these chemicals is fairly simple. They are water-soluble and can essentially just be washed off. Or, say for large soil samples intended to be used for farming, they can be broken down by exposure to very high heat, around 300 degrees Celsius or 572 degrees Fahrenheit. To wrap things up, while Mars offers both opportunities and challenges for colonization, it is a near-ideal place to colonize. It's got the natural resources, important similarities to Earth from a comfort standpoint, and an atmosphere to assist with both fuel production and landing. It's like it is the perfect first step outside of humanity's comfort zone. With the search for extraterrestrial life ongoing, the potential for resource extraction, and the human desire for exploration and discovery, colonizing Mars is highly recommended. Overall, I give Mars a 9 out of 10 rating on the Colonizing the Stars scale. Expect one of these at the end of every video going forward. Join me next time on Colonizing the Stars as we explore another fascinating destination in our solar system and eventually beyond. Until then, I highly recommend keeping an eye on space-related news. These next few decades will bring forth some really crazy innovations that will absolutely take us to a sci-fi world that we never thought we'd live to see, but that we read about and dreamt of growing up. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to get notified when I add a new video to the series. This channel may be new, but I am hoping that it will be the start of something special. Also, please comment below if there is anything that I got wrong, anything that you generally disagree with, or if you have topics that you would like me to cover. Thanks for watching.